Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodity Futures Report for Wednesday, January 19th, starting with the US dollar index. The wave 3 that we're looking for here, and then an A wave here. A bit tricky, A, B, C, D, and E here. That seemed to pan out quite well, actually. It was a bit of a risk, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 4, a little bit below the 38.2% retracement level, but we are seeing a nice move up here now. One of the things that we're looking for in terms of actually trading this was support on top of the 95 here, well, more so on top of group 1 here, because if we get support on top of minor group 1, then we know that the market's leaving the closest largest number, the 95 at that particular point in time. So we're heading up there, and we're moving up into probably the in a nutshell, we're moving up into the supply sort of area through here. So there will be resistances along here. It will get a little bit tricky in terms of that, but certainly trending to the upside, and that call seemed to pan out quite well. So a stronger dollar. I'm not sure how that will affect the commodities, but just to confirm that too on the euro US dollar here, then we were looking for calling the top in here and then shorting this down. So we're currently short in here, and we're looking for 5 waves of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the flip side of that. We can just have a quick look at the tick chart there on the side. So we did the same sort of triangle pattern to the reversal right to that point there, which panned out right, and then we counted our move to the upside. And looking now at 1 and 2 here, we had that 5 waves there, so then we could look to short this market based on those 5 waves. So we're currently short at the moment. I won't go into a lot of detail here, but we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that will be the flip side to the US dollar index as well on that side. So it's just good to help confirm those guys. Right, so I'm going to go through in particular order. So looking at iron ore first. So with iron ore here, as yesterday as well, we were looking for wave 1 and 2, and a bit of a long journey here, but all the way up for 3 and 4 here, and then going up for 5. The good news here is that we're going to be getting 5 waves, so we'll see a correction. We're going to get another 5 up. So this journey has started, and we'll look at the tick chart in a moment. One of the things here that I keep harping on about was this particular move down through here was in 3 waves. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. So because that was a corrective move, this is all attached to that. So I know that at some point in the future we'll be taking the top out here for iron ore. There's Vale has got a few issues with their mining. Rio's also got some water problems as well. And maybe that's putting part of the squeeze here. I know that China wants to also build up their stockpiles again after that. Let's just go to the tick chart and just sort of pull this apart a little bit here. So I must have halted there. So was my trading platform. There we go. So yeah, look, yesterday we were looking for this pullback for wave 4 here, and that's pulled, and we see a nice little impulse wave here. So I don't need that, and we don't need that and that. So we'll just be looking for little 5-wave structure up through here, taking us up into the 800. We always call 8 a profit taking number, so we'll see a bit of a dance across there at that particular point in time. But look, everything's on track, no problems here on this. And we talked about BHP, Rio, and FMG this morning, so we don't need to go into any of that here. So we're going to have a look at gold next. So US spot gold, the 2-day chart here. As you know, we're working through a triangle pattern here from wave 3 to wave 4 with an A and a B and A, B, C, D, and E here. We're looking for the A wave here, the B wave here, and then 5 waves down into the 720, 750, 730 area, somewhere down there. We'll go in and take a closer look at that. We need to discuss a few little things here. So in a nutshell, from D here, we've got wave A here, and B and C. That's what we're looking for it to finish off at. So currently we've got wave A here and then an ABC here, not a problem. And then counting 5 waves up here. I can count 5 waves to here, but it's a little bit dodgy in this little move here, so it may not be what we're looking for. We could also count this as a wave 4 here with one more little move to the upside. I'm not sure how this is going to play out as such, but if this low here is breached, then we're on our way down at that point. Okay, yeah. So I'll just sort of leave all of that, see what happens. But let's just go in and take a closer look at those 2 scenarios. So, firstly, this is from wave B low here, the ABC here. We've got 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third wave. I was looking for an A and a B and a C down here in a sense, but I would have to label that differently. But all I can say at this point here is that if you wanted to trade long to go, you'd need to go this side. If you're looking to short, to this side, and that will sort of sort the chaff from the oats from the chaff rather. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if we're going to pop up here for one more. It's a bit large, the wave 4 here, so there's a good chance there's a top in play. So we're going to have a look at the one with the top in play now on the 100 ticks. We're not bringing in a bit more data. How much? Okay, that'll do. So in this instance here, we can look at 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, and the fifth wave here. We can go 1 and 2 and a little third, fourth, fifth here, splitting hairs, but otherwise down for 1 here, back for 2 here, down for 1 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here. So that's why I say if you're going to go long, you'd have to do it across this level. But also if you're going, you could probably even come down to here actually for that. But either way, I mean, this here, you would need to see, for the safe trade, you'd need a classic trading levels pattern sitting here. So really, you'd be looking for support on that level, on the 1820 to go long at, on that point there. So that would be the safer trade at that point. What have we got here? See, we've got, oh, no, we're not quite, oh, yeah, got to get in there and have a little look at that. I probably have to go to another degree smaller. I don't know if we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I don't know if we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Yeah, it looks a bit, I don't know, I have to pull that apart. I'm not going to send you in there. It's not right without enough homework. So, but yeah, so let's just see if how this plays out here. Like I say, a break below 1810. That's nice and easy that way. A break below here puts us on track for the bearish move. Anything sort of above that now on the 1820 would take us to the upside. But you know, I mean, not that far to go to the upside either on that point. So yeah, we've got a bearish and a bullish move in the short term, but the bigger picture hasn't changed at all here, and would be looking for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth and fifth for 1, and ABC back for 2, and then down at that point again. So the GDX is looking pretty weak, so it's on a bit of a down trajectory as well. So there's a good chance that this could be correct. But anyway, 1810 as resistance confirms the downside, 1820 to the upside, and we'll need to look for 5 waves to the upside, then rolling over at that point. We'll have a little look at silver. So with silver here, we call the low in over here with a good possibility of that sort of happening, but we wanted to be sure. So what we were waiting for, which we've got now, which is good. I'll just clean up this mess here. So not so much this structure or this one here, it was this one that interested me the most. So I was looking for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to have that top in there. Once we've got that top in there, and it may not have it, I'm not going to pull it apart at the moment, we would still need to see look, there may be another little push up here for that, but what I want to see now is for a long trade, I would need to see a pullback in this space, and then we can look to build in on the long side here, just in case we're So that would be the safe trade, because at the moment it can stand here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave into the 50-60% retracement level, and then start to work lower at that point. So we've been waiting for that high to come in. So that came in yesterday. I won't look at it today. Tomorrow we'll have a little look at this little move here, but I expect that to push up. And it's got to, either way, being bearish or bullish, it's still got to pull back here. We want the stochastics to sort of line up a little bit better as well. That would be helpful to buy the dip, so to speak. So yeah, that's not, I mean, it's doing all the things that we wanted it to do. We just need patience now to allow it to unfold to a place where we can work that. So yeah, it's not quite clear yet. I mean, if I was sure with gold and we had a low in and so on, fine, but we've got the US dollar pushing up now, so that's enough to push these guys down. Perhaps, I don't know the direct influence on that. I'm sure the yields would come into play on this too. That would be more so the nemesis for gold than the dollar, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I'm not an economist, so I'm not a full book on all of that. Maybe I should sort of study it a bit more, but probably wouldn't hurt. I'll put it on the list. Right. Crude. Okay, we need to chat about crude a little bit. There's a few things here, mulled a few things over, but oh, sorry, it's up the other end of this thing, isn't it? Let's just close that, go back, it's up here somewhere. Crude, okay. So this is the monthly thing here. This could be counted differently here. It could be counted as an A wave here, a B wave here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Doesn't count very well like that in this little end part here. That's why the triangle's here. It could also be counted with WXYs as well. But one of the main points here that I wanted to make is that we could look at all of this here as a corrective wave here, as, say, just wave A of maybe cycle degree at least. And then that would make this here as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave up here for a B wave. So, and then come down for a C wave down through to here. So basically an A wave here, an ABC for the B wave, and then down for the C wave here. So we've got to be a little bit careful. It'll all pan out in the end, and I'll understand it in this wave here, because this move up here will either be a wave C or wave 3, and a wave 3 is stronger than a wave C, so we'll be able to work it out. But I think it's kind of good to just to discuss that a little bit. So I should take that B wave away, and I should just put a little B wave there, so of cycle degree, and then we'll have a down here for wave C. So it could play out like that, you know, so I have to mention that, and then we just have to work through that and eliminate it or do whatever we need to do with it. I could also drop this primary degree here down into intermediate degree wave 1 as well, which I think that I might do that. I'll put that on more serious list, which I already have actually. So yeah, there's a couple of other things that we need to talk about here. So, I mean, when we hit the 10,000, this is a CFD product, so contracts for difference. You don't have that in the US. The options crew kicked the pommy CFD dudes out, looking after their own derivative market. Can't blame them. Yeah, so the $100 mark there for crude. But either way, we're going to have this wave 1 up here. We're going to have a pullback here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave, or up for 1, back for 2 and up for 3. That's the exciting thing here. So we'll be testing the old highs over here. Yeah, I think this is where, I mean, hedge funds don't really get involved in the commodities market, but they did over here. There was a lot of change in attitudes. Anyway, we'll just look at this here. There's a couple of things I need to talk about here first too on the weekly chart, if I can get in there. So what I want to talk about here, we're looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here and 3 here, and an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here, and then up for 5 here for wave 1. Okay, that's what we're looking at, and we can copy that and put this up there for 10. Now, there's another way to look at this as well, and that would be, which I just need to keep an eye on, but I just want to shoot the breeze on it first, which is putting wave 4 here and wave 5 here and having wave 1 here with wave 2 here, and then this would make wave 1 up here and pulling back for wave 2 here, and then moving up for wave 3 at that point. So that's also possible. So the difference between what I'm sort of saying here is if I take this back here and put this up here with this wave 1 and the A wave that we're talking about before, the difference here is that this move up here to go up to wave 1 here, it would have a 61.8% pullback from, you know, back to wave 2 here. If it was this wave 1 here, which would be accommodating all of this here, then it's going to be a little bit deeper in that regard as well. I mean, it'll be deeper. So there are two things that I'll need to keep an eye on, and I did pull this away on the tick chart, you know, tick for tick and all the rest of it, and it does count quite nicely up for a B wave up here, I have to say. But it is quite big, you know, compared, and we didn't really get the expanded flat back down taken below here. So I really need to track both of these counts, and I do need to do work on the ETFs in this area, and also the stocks that are creating this space as well I'll need to look at as well. So I've got a fair bit of work to do on all of this to get it, but I just wanted to share that situation. So nothing really changes. We're tracking 5 waves up here. It will either be this wave 1 or that wave 1, so we'll just watch the pullback, and I'll do work, you know, in between all of that and sort it out, you know. It won't be a big deal. It's just effort equals reward, or effort equals answers, I guess. So that said, we'll go to the 1-day chart here. I don't know, it's not really going to give us much, but yeah. So looking at it like this here, we're tracking 5 waves up here. We're going to go to the tick chart to do that. Got this as possible wave 1, and that would be that wave 2 pullback at that point. But I did pull all this apart here, and it does count quite nicely as a little A and a B here, but then it's such a long C wave here. So yeah, anyway, I'll get the answers from stock, because that's it. So yeah, anyway, for the time being, we're cool. We're just tracking this to the upside, so we're just going to go straight to the 100 ticks. How much data we need? Okay, well, I think that will be okay. So anyway, that's the low there, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and ABC for 2. Okay, so my projection to the upside for the 161 was 3 here, but that's going to be lifted up a little bit higher, so we're going to be ending up in group 2 here, so it's extending further up. So that's going to be, I don't even need that there now, doesn't matter, it moved up pretty quick. So yeah, there's probably a few other issues here I need to sort out, but I'd started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for, so we've got minor wave 1 and minor wave 2 here, and we're going, in a nutshell, we're going up from minor wave 3 here and minor wave 4 to come into play. This wave 4 here is a little bit small, but it's sort of okay, because this wave 2 here, wave 2 is normally a zigzag pattern, a 5, 3, 5 structure, and in this case here it's complicated. So in this case here it's simple and small. I don't think I've made a mistake in the count coming up here. I've accounted for every little squiggle, so I'm okay with everything. And crude can be a tricky little guy to do as well. I don't think we need these. So we've got wave 1, 2, anyway, so blue, minute wave 1, minute wave 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for minute wave 3 that we were looking for last time we spoke, because last time we spoke we were kind of in here and we're looking for the top of this wave 5, of this wave 5, of minuet wave 5, of minute wave 4, minute wave 3 and 4 here, and then we're sort of cruising up here. So I can see that we've got a little bit more to go here. The thing is, here we hit the 500 here, So now we're going into group 2. So it's going to try to push up into here. We want to, if it can sit up here and get support in group 2 here, then it's a battle. Will it find support on the this is group 2, 65, 72 and 80. So in this case here, 86.50. 86.50, that's the number that's what we're looking at. Will that become, if that becomes the tested support, then we're going to be in this little area through here. I haven't counted this up here. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and that's a 4th. So it's probably, we can just quickly do this as wave 1 here. Somebody can confirm it. I don't know what that is. Obviously, that's the A, the B, and the C there. A little bit wonky, so that needs to go over. But so yeah, it's going to have a bit of a hard time in that space there, I think. That needs to go there. That needs to go there. That's all good. I'll just quickly label this. Just then, if you can see I've made a mistake anywhere, then show me. Don't tell me. I'm not sure about that. I'll just check on that later. It doesn't really matter at this stage. We've still got one more move to go there. Look, it's all about getting support or resistance in here for that. And it'll be this one here and this one here. So hopefully it all just plays out pretty cool. Hopefully in some way or another we see the correction in here before pushing up higher. And then we can look at this as wave 4. Either way, we're still pushing up. 90s our target area for that at least. So that's that. I won't spend any more time on that, but that's all good. So that's crude. So we need to look at copper. Not a lot of change in copper. Copper, high grade copper. So we were looking here, wave 3 here with an A wave, a B wave, a C wave here, then an ABC for the D wave here. Now we're looking for an ABC for the E wave here to finish off. So it looks like it's got an impulse wave down through here. So we can kind of look at this kicking back here, back retesting supply somewhere back here and then coming down again at that point. I could say that because we're at the 61.8%, if you wanted to go long on copper, then it would be above that top there at this point. That's where I would be making a mistake, and we can go long from that point. But otherwise, we're looking for some sort of pullback in here. It may not be as big as I've got it drawn out here. It could be as simple as the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave down here. So let's just kind of run with that for a second here, and then looking for, let's clear this up here. Because we'd only be looking at this if I take this low here and this high. We're only really looking for it as a 61.8% into this space here. So we could be getting closer than we think. Anyway, over the next few sessions, we'll dive in here and have a look at that mess. And yeah, but in the meantime, if that gets taken out, then jump on board there. We'll just have a look at, we've been looking at one of the, yeah, this is it here. This is the ETF on this. And thanks everybody for suggesting the nickel ones and everything else as well. I've got to just get around to doing that. So in this case, this is a triangle pattern in here as well. We can go long above wave D now, which will be over here. And we can also look at, we want a 3-wave pullback here for this. I mean, it looks like 5 waves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but anyway, I'm not going to get in there and split hairs on this at the moment. But what we're looking for, either way, it doesn't really matter what it is, we'd be looking for a move back into this space here. So we're pretty close, but we don't really have a 3-wave move so far. So that move coming down through here, it probably hasn't landed yet. So let me just clean this up. It'll be something like probably a little bit more in here, and then something like this might just move through here or do something weird. It's yeah, it dances around a bit, this one, and then a move up at that point. And if that's the case, then we can go above this high here. But I'm going to move that out of the way because we don't know that high here just yet, you know. But anyway, you start to get the picture. The thing is that the 25 is important. You know, it's a medium level, and obviously you can see it's important. This one here carries more weight, but the thing is that all of this here is really part of, you know, the accumulation process. So even though we'll see some type of situation here, it's not going to be bigger than Ben-Hur at this point, you know. It's going to be, it will be quite simple, because all of this accumulation across here, unit for unit, Richard Wyckoff, 1880s, 1830s, you know, that will be the spring, the driver, the powerhouse to push it up through that 30 up here. So we're not going to see a bigger the correction. The work, the accumulation has been done here, so this will be sort of, you know, it'll play a part here, but not as big, you know. So it should be pretty easy to get through that level there for that. Alrighty. So nickel, then natural gas. So nickel. So last time we spoke about nickel, I'd done a little bit of work. I'd changed wave 1 from being here to here. I need to go back and confirm that, but I've moved it there anyway. So we're looking at this particular trend here at the moment. One of the important points here that we really want to see is we want to see the 23,000 in this case. Again, a CFD product. So it's point, you know, power of 10. So we want that 23 as the support. When that becomes the support, tested support, then we're going to be leaving this number here. And that's really important. We have some really nice pattern build up for this, so it's kind of springing off sort of nicely. And we know nickel's important, use in stainless steel and batteries. But battery technology is always changing as well. You know, we've got blade batteries on the market now that China's kind of creating, much safer and better. I don't know if it's real or bullshit just yet, but anyway, everything's always changing. Landscape's always changing. Yeah, I mean, there is a short squeeze on it, you know. I mean, as I mentioned before, I was reading 84% of the nickel comes from Indonesia, and Indonesia are not supplying China anymore with this. So, yeah, and it all comes to sense, because we're in the third wave of the third wave of the third wave, the third of the third of the third, you know, and we're starting to see that power. Will that keep going? Well, we need that 23 as our next step there. As that we don't want the 22 becoming the retested resistance, because that's going to pull the market back to the 20 at that point. It can spot down to 1.5, 21,500 there. That's fine, you know, but long as the 2 doesn't become the resistance. So we're on the hourly chart here, are we? So let's cruise in here. I thought we were doing stuff on the tick chart as well here. Anyway, let's just sort out this mess. So this is the length of wave 1, so I'll just check. So we're way above there, so that's cool. We need to I'll have to go to the tick chart and check on this. Yeah, one of the questions here is I got blue wave 1 here, right, and blue wave 2 here. Don't need that. Thank you. So is this wave 3 rather than, is all of that wave 1 or is it wave 3? That's the question. I'll just move these out of the way. Not that it's going to matter. We'll see. We'll work it out. I may not even have the right structure here, but there's some good things happen. So from the 20,000 here, then the next level up is the 25. That's a medium level. We can put that in. I'll put that up for the 30 there. That needs to go to the 30. So it's the orange one's a major level. So major levels would be 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and then 50,000. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and then back to 10 again, power of 10. In between two major levels, we've got the medium level, 25, or we could look at the minor levels, which would be 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 5, and then we've got 8 here. If we're talking about 8, we'll also be talking about group 2, which will be 26,500, and then 2720, but we'll get to that a bit later. But the Fibonacci as a price sequence here, and it helps with the ratio as it builds through time and space. And there's also the psychology of numbers involved in this as well. So there's lots of good things in with the trading levels. So anyway, the problem here is I don't know if we've got wave 1 or wave 3 here. It will become apparent as we move up. I just want to go to the tick chart and just confirm a few little things while we're here. So we need some, I don't know how much data. Is 50 enough? Too much? Why? Whoa. Okay, so we've been looking at this counting up there as wave 1, so they've done that. Yeah, so in this case, okay, let me just check on this here. Okay, so wrong. Look, I'm just giving trade suggestions, you know, I mean, I don't even know how, I mean, that was sort of filled in before it's in there, but I'm just going to borrow it for this one over here. We'll just get closer to that in a moment. There's probably some WXY there anyway, it doesn't really matter. So we could put 5 there. We could put 5. So we could put 3 here, or we could put that as wave 1. I think we'll just run both counts on different charts, so that way we can just keep an eye on things. So we can borrow these. So we're just going to be running 2 here until I know what's going on. I'll need that. Clean that up. That'll be handy a bit later up further, so I'll keep those. Keep them up there. Oh, I've made a mistake, so we can use them there. Sorry. Lost the plot. Where are we? Will they be too short? Okay, that's, just pull these out of the way. Sorry about that, but we'll use them. I'm just being very conservative with this count, you know, so I don't get people's hopes up and stuff. Gotta control those wild horses. Okay. We can move our stop up if you've got a stop there. I'll just leave it here for the time being. Or could I have gone anything wrong here? Can this be something else here? We've got overlapping. We've got 5 waves there by the looks of it, but they do appear to, they are overlapping each other, like quite a lot, you know, from this top to that top. Still, I've still got to be careful just until once this top is taken out here, then we'll be fine. So we've got 22 here, so we've got 1 next degrees down, 22, 23. So if we get a tested support on top of this 3 here, then we're leaving the 22, and then we can look at 25 and 28 at that stage. So we can come down from that point. So we'll just keep the stop out of the way for the time being. I'll just pop it over here just until we're sure. What's the other point here? Sorry for working on the hop. I didn't get time to do everything. Well, we're at our 38.2%, so we're all right there. Yeah, it's like sort of a bit like the chef bringing the food out to you all sort of ready, or you're watching him cook it. That's what we're doing here. So anyways, lessons for everybody here, even myself. Okay. Yeah, look, there's probably mistakes in here, but the good news is that we're sitting on here on the 22. That's fantastic. But what we want now is we want a little classic trading levels pattern on this level here. So we've got the arrival, we want the reaction and the first high above the level. It looks like we've got 5 waves up from here. If I take it from here, that's dodgy as hell, that thing. It doesn't even look like it. I mean, that could even go over to here, but it is a spike low. So this is 5 waves. Correction, that's 5 waves. So we need to see that 22,300 here, whichever way you look at it on your platform in terms of US dollar form or whatever. We need that sitting, we need tested support there. We need a classic trading levels pattern sitting there, and that means that we need that pattern on that level. So we've just got arrived, we need the reaction, we need the first high above the level, we need the correction, and then we need support. And then at that point, we know we're leaving this number here because it's all about this number. This is the magnet, you know. And then when we're working with these levels, we've got, you know, group 1 above and group 2 below. So the 800 here is the lower end, not quite the lower end. The lower end would be 21,650 there. So that's the swing range for this number. That's it. And making decisions there. I mean, we could have used this as a classic trading levels pattern, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC, and we could have gone long above here, but nothing happened here. So now we're having another crack over here, but I'm just wondering if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, but strong overlap here. But yeah, we'll see how the cookie crumbles. We might have to adjust that. But once that number is the support, then we're free of all of this stuff here, and we're on our way to the next level, 23, and we need to work up here, you know, at the 5 and the 8, and there's group 2 in here as well, and then we need to get on top of this number. And getting on top of this number, the 23 here, is the top of minor group 1, which is part of this. So when we get support on that, we can separate the pull from this. Now, it doesn't look much at this point, but getting support on the 23 here, tested support, then the market gets pulled up to the 25. So it's just going from, you know, one bus stop to the next, you know, that kind of thing. All the passengers on board, so to speak, all the volume there, because that's all it is. Okay, enough waffling. Let's cruise on to natural gas. So natural gas, yeah, look, I've been looking at it in a positive light, but we've been looking this as wave 4 here. It did spike a little bit above that. Maybe I could wrap wave 4 up in there, and this and that here, and this and that here. I'll still need to do some work on that, but I really wanted to just see how this plays out. Here's an A and a B and a C here. So are we on the 1 hour or the tick chart here? Probably the tick chart. I don't really have a lot of time to do all the 4 hour and 1 hour and all that sort of stuff, so just jumping, we can see a fair bit there, so we'll probably be there. So yeah, we're looking at wave 3 here, and then an A and a B and a C wave up here for that. It was a bit higher, but then we've got it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in here, or something of that nature. We're looking for a pullback here. We haven't gone as high as we wanted to. This is not really impulsive at this stage. So once again, this is the 4 here. If I was wrong about going lower here, you know, and we can still flick up here in 5 waves, because it doesn't look like it's it doesn't look like an impulse wave down from here, and we haven't hit our target up here. I'll just take a closer look on this thing just to save a bit of time. Yeah, so we're still in that space, looking at this here for that. So if we do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, that's cool. It still could be part of, you know, the wave 2 that we're looking for. But as a long trade, if we were wrong, we can go long here with the classic trading levels pattern on top of minor group 1, because it's tested support here would be telling us that we're leaving this number and we're going higher at that point. So we would need that there, that top there, the B wave, to breach there. So yeah, just patience for this, I guess. If we get that, we'll get it and we'll go long, but otherwise we'll look to move lower here for all of this. Okay, I think we're done and dusted at 40 minutes, a bit long, but where's my list? Yep, that's it. So I'll leave it at that. Okay. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.